Herzlich willkommen zu dem Turmgespräch auf dem Turm vom Grossmünster. Heute auf Englisch, weil wir reden mit der Flüchtlingsfrau aus der Ukraine, Olya. Hello, Olya.
Hello, David.
Very nice of you to be here. We will talk about your experience you're from Odessa.
Yes.
In Odessa, before the war started, about the moment when the war started, about your way to Switzerland, and about your future. Let me tell us what were you exactly doing before the war in Odessa?
I'm student and I'm artist. I'm doing my master degree in Academy of Architecture and Art. So it's just I have just 8 months before I
Before you could finish?
Yeah, before I finish my study, and I doing my studying and I doing my work like an artist. And of course, I didn't expect to move to other country and to move suddenly. And we didn't expect what this war will start. We had some like rumor about war, but when my mom asked me, "Do you believe it can happen?" I said, "No, you know, it's even by economics, by politics, it's not good for Russia to start this war." I told her,
So
it's okay.
you actually thought there won't be any war. And you were studying in Odessa, you were studying art, and
Yes.
maybe 8 months to go.
Yeah, it was just 8 months to finish all
Okay.
this stuff. Yes.
And so the war actually surprised you.
Sure. We had some news, but we always think we had some news like 2 months before, like the Russia is closest to your border, but we think it's just propaganda, something like to make us feel fear, feel
Okay.
scared. But like we already used to this propaganda, like Russia doesn't like Russian government doesn't like us too much, and maybe they just make us to feel scary, and that's it what they
Okay.
do. Yeah.
Not just that we don't forget your dog.
Yes. Yes.
You brought her. It's a her.
I
It's a
brought
she.
her. I brought she with
Back
us.
to Switzerland.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
But so now back to the time before the war actually started. You were studying and having, in a way, a nice life.
Yes.
Tell us about the moment when you realized that the war has started now.
Okay, in 22nd February, the president of Russia, he announced what we gonna take our part of Ukraine. He said like this, with people who speak Russian, we gonna take them back, something like this. So when we understand it's already, it was scare moment, but we still don't believe it's real.
You still thought that maybe it's just propaganda, Russian propaganda to make you feel bad.
About propaganda, I feel we feel bad already 2 months before. But this moment, we already realized like 99% it will be war. And one day before war, I go to walk with Shanti to the beach side because we live in just half an hour by walk near the Black Sea, and we used to go there. And I already say goodbye to the sea. I already felt like it's last day of peace.
You actually felt that?
I didn't want to say to my mom, to anybody, but I already post in my Facebook like all this day, moment by moment.
So
because I already felt like it's last day. Yeah, because 22nd February, as I said, Putin said we gonna take our part of Russia, the Donetsk and Lugansk. It's part of Ukraine. He said, like, but it's clear what.
So
we're
that's
gonna
the
do.
moment. That's the moment when you realize it's not just propaganda, but
Yes,
actually
yes.
war is gonna happen
Yes,
now.
yes, but we didn't know what should we do. Should we run? Should we?
And what happened then? After, let's
Yeah.
put it that way. After you walk along the beach, when you said goodbye to the sea, what happened then?
Next morning, we wake up at 4:30. My mom stand up and we wake
Is
up
that the
from.
normal time, 4:30? Is that the time you get up at 4:30? No, not
No,
really.
usually
So it was
like
earlier.
8 o'clock. Yeah, it
You
was.
sort of were realizing
It
that's
was
really happening.
late night. I woke up because of a sound of bomb, and my mom stand up and she saw the flash of the light, and I immediately opened my network, Instagram, Facebook, and I saw what it's not only in Odessa. All the people said, "What's happened? The bomb, but somebody bombing us. Kharkiv, Kiev, Zaporizhia, or Sumy, many cities of Ukraine, like people who I have in my social network. Everybody said, when somebody make online, messaging, like say what I think this is war start, and somebody already left the home because they have small kids, and they said we live in Ukraine because we're afraid our kids see the cruelty of the war of the army of Russia.
So at 4:30 in the morning, you heard bombs.
Yeah, I woke up from this sound.
That's actually what woke you up.
Yeah, yes.
And then you realized war has started. There must be a moment when you sort of start to realize now it's happening.
Yes, I realized it was not propaganda.
That's
only.
not no propaganda.
It's real, and I was very stressed, but I still was walking with dog in the morning as usually, and I still had jogging near my home, and I saw how my neighbors already took the suitcases. Yes, my neighbors with kids, they left I think in first in morning, because I don't know
immediately,
where.
immediately
No, I just saw them in.
You saw them leaving.
I saw them took the suitcase, and I understood what they're gonna leave, and I haven't seen them in next day already. I don't know where.
Have I understood you right that you actually try to keep up your daily routine? Go for a walk with your dog.
I'm just waiting for news.
Go for jogging. Because
yeah,
what was happening? You know, the war started. But where were you?
I was still in my apartment with my mom, and we decided to listen news and to understand what shall we do next. But we already in first hours it was clear it's war, but it was just first time the bomb. After I have online classes in my academy. We still have classes online, and while I have first of my class in this day, it was Thursday. It was same sound of bomb, but I listen. It's like it happened just near my home, and it was so scary. What I'm start crying. It was like animal instinct. Just leave, just run away from apartment, from house, from country, and it was first feeling. I didn't. I switch off my microphone on this class, start crying, and it was big. I was shocked.
It must be dreadful. But the bombs were coming closer.
Yes, but I think it's our air defense. What I heard after, it's our defense, like liquid. How to say? They this is what not Russian bomb. Like they in
Yeah.
there, they meet them and make it doesn't work for us. How to say?
Okay.
But if not our air defense, maybe it's bomb or these missiles come
Okay.
close to us. But they meet them in there.
Up in the air.
I'm not
Okay.
military, but
No,
as
no.
I understand it,
But it was
after-
coming closer.
it was
That's actually
really,
the main
really
thing.
close sound. My dog really afraid of this. She left to hide in bathroom somewhere, to dark place. And I understand what I want to do the same, to
Just
come
to
inside,
hide.
to hide somewhere, to run away somewhere in a safe place.
But you're actually still having school. You still were studying. You had an online course.
Yes,
Still going on that morning.
Yes, yes. And I had 2 classes more. In Thursday we having usually 3 classes, and it was first. And after I trying to make me calm down, and it took a lot of energy. And I still was on the classes. I still was studying. And next day we have classes from the morning. But first I think I was alone from students, and I feel bad for professor because I think all people go to maybe to buy some foods because
Okay.
it's already was not so clear what we always have the bread in shops.
Okay.
In shops. So I was alone. And when we have next class, I already cannot. I'm just crying. I opened the news and I saw what it's everywhere. What in Kharkiv the bombs. In Kharkiv, I had a friend, lady, and I write him a message. Her asking how are you. She say we live in home in Kharkiv because it's. Like a big city, we go in somewhere like 50 kilometers in a small house to. She thought it's more safe, so she with parents went there. So after I speak with some friends which I have in Ukraine and ask how are you safe, and the things what shocked me. More than this bomb, more than these missiles, more than this sound, what I have had friends in Russia, which I had somebody 15 years, somebody 10 years, somebody for 30 years from childhood. And they don't even ask me, how are you? Not in this day, not in 1 week after, not in 1 month after. They just keep the silence. Kept silence.
But maybe they were afraid.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Don't know, but still nobody asked me just how are you. They didn't. I don't need.
No.
They say it's the Russia attacked you, and
Okay.
but they can just say like a
How
human,
are you?
like
How
a
are
human
you?
being. Yeah, are
okay.
you okay? Like I don't need they say we feel guilty or something, and they still keep silence and.
Till today.
Till today.
Till today.
This cruelest thing from this world. So what I realized, I lost my old friends.
But now, you still had school.
Yes.
You were still studying.
Yes.
Till when? Or have I understood that right? That actually, today in the morning, you had an online course.
Yes.
And is that actually an online course with your old school?
Yes, yes.
So it's still going on.
It's our professors still. It's still going on, and I'm very thankful. It's making me more feel like I have future, or
of
like
course,
we
yeah.
will win. Like I mean, they trying to keep us like in routine world. Like you have to paint something, you have to do some projects.
And they is your school. They, when you say they try to keep us in a routine world, that's your school.
Yeah, my academy, lections and
your professor is where now?
Mostly they in Odessa, but I don't know about all of them.
Okay.
They asking us, where are you guys? Are you in safe place? And they said, if we have air right, immediately we go off from.
Shut down the class and.
They shut down, and you should leave to bomb shelter, and without any arguments, like they know some people is already like already abroad, but if air raid start, like we close, and they say we can go, we can come after for like afternoon or some another day we can do the same classes, but this time like yeah.
Okay, but now the war has started. Go back to Odessa. The time the war has started, you were still in Odessa. When did you make the decision to say we have to leave?
I made this decision from, I think, second day, maybe first day. Actually, from first day, my friends from abroad, not Russian, they said to me, if you need to evacuate somewhere and you don't have a place, or if you need any help, just tell us.
Okay.
It's mostly people from Europe.
Okay.
It's not Russian. No, maybe some of Russian told me, some who is still exist. But
when did you actually decide to leave?
I think it was second day, maybe third day. Like I wanted to leave from first day, as I told you, from this first bomb. But my mom said, you can go, but me and dog, she said, we will stay.
Why?
That's why I cannot leave. I don't know why she say, I'm afraid to go somewhere, or she didn't explain me so much. But I realized what I feel too much stressed. And if one more things like this, if the bombs near our home or in our home come, I feel like I can have trauma for all my life, like mental trauma, even not a body trauma. It's like, and I realized I couldn't bear this trauma, and I don't want to get violence from military of Russia if they come to our city. And I want to wait when situation get worse, where I just cannot live, or I need to live under the bombs, or like I don't want to wait for this.
Okay.
I didn't want. And when I speak to my mom and I say like, okay, can we just go for some time, like for 2 weeks, just leave, cross the border, take the dog, because now she doesn't need any vaccination, any passport, and just very, very simple. I told her, it's just go to stay with my friends in Moldova for 1 week, and then we go to Switzerland, like this. I told her.
Just make one step.
Yeah,
not actually leaving, but just go for fortnight.
Yeah, we just go for like
14
for
days
2 weeks,
yes,
like this. I told her, because I feel bad here. I cannot study anymore. Actually, after 2 days, our academy got decision what we have. They said vacation. Maybe it also was trick, like from them, but I'm thankful that they do this. Like they say we do in vacation for 2 weeks you're free. Like maybe they give us time for
leave.
Evacuation.
Okay.
And
that's when you left.
And I left in 10 days after the war started. So
10 days after the war started, you left.
Yes.
And did you actually experience the war then every day in Odessa?
Yes.
You heard the bombs?
We heard sound every day. We have air raid alarm. Few times in day, in night, in 5 o'clock morning, 2 o'clock, and the things we don't have bomb shelter just near our home. we were not preparing. Our city didn't prepare for this war. Maybe because they also feel it's just propaganda. I don't know. It's not. I don't know why. So when the air alarm sounded, we just coming down and just stand on the ground floor from our apartment.
Sorry, you mean you had no shelters?
We had no shelters.
No shelters where you could go to?
No.
So you just went down to the ground floor?
Yes, yes.
And were standing there?
Yeah, we just were standing and with dog and my mom. And my mom not very healthy. She is 71 already, and she having heart problem. And when we went to pharmacy to buy some new medicine for her, they told us, you know, we don't have anymore your medicine for heart.
We don't have it.
Yes, and we will not have it because there is a connection with other cities. For now, it's stopped. And then it was also things to make me think about leave the country, because I think, okay, now we have few pills for her, but every night when it's air ride sound, she take one pill or two or something like this, and maybe every day, and after a few days she will not have this.
And she needs them.
And she needs them because I don't know about doctors in this time, or we can call to ambulance to somewhere. So this was also a thing which made me
a reason to leave.
A reason to leave.
Now tell me about Odessa in that time. What sort of can I imagine? Was that still a normal city functioning in a normal way, or was it different?
No, it's totally different. We have a commandant like hours, you know, where you cannot walk on the street, where you already was from beginning from 8 o'clock to 6, like night time. After it starts from 7, and when we walk with dog at 6 at evening 6 o'clock, it already was empty streets. All shops were closing around 4-5 o'clock. Like all the shops and pharmacies and everything. The kindergartens were not working. The schools, I think some classes were working, but I'm not sure about schools. Not all the people go for work, because the also producing of something stopped totally. And we have it's in our language in Ukrainian is teroborona. It's mean not military, but it's people who was in team with weapon. Just a man who is head of the city have like collect. It was like not force them. They said, if you want to go to be like a guard on the city, they invite all the men. We give you maybe some classes how to use weapon, maybe 1, 2, and you will be. So they in this time, which prohibited to work for civil.
And they were walking in the streets.
They were walking on the streets.
Sort of controlling.
They controlling, and they were very strict. And some women neighbors told us, if you even walk with dog, they came to me and asked me, show me your passport, and you couldn't walk with dog after 7 o'clock.
You were not allowed outside. You had to stay inside.
Yes, not shopping. No.
And the shops were closing down.
And the shop was closing. It was really calm on the street. And how to say calm? It was empty streets.
Empty maybe
dark streets. And we.
Do we have trams in Odessa?
Yes.
Were there still?
Yeah,
running?
The transportation, the trams and buses still was every day on the.
Also
on
the
roads.
shutdown time in the evening. in the evening too, after 7 o'clock?
After 7 o'clock, they already
Everything was
closed,
totally empty. So, and after 10 days, you left.
Yes.
How did you leave?
I knew for 2 years one woman. She was a psychotherapist. I think I knew her from Instagram, from social networks. Just was watching her programs, and suddenly I see what she started to be volunteering to bringing people by car to the border with Moldova. And I realized, like, I believe, what if she take us, we will be safe, because this time was stressful and we don't know who we can believe. Maybe it's Russian military just act like this, and so I realized I trust her, and I asked her when you have next trip to border or something like
Like
this.
a transportation?
Yeah, it was transportation.
Okay.
And she said, it's free, but can you take with you dogs? Can you keep them from Ukraine to Moldova, just to cross the border with them?
Dogs?
Yes, dogs. I said, of course, I wouldn't leave the dogs. I also have a dog. She said, okay, when we will meet. I think she said it's in morning, but we will meet in afternoon, in 3 o'clock, something like this. So we collect things just in very hurry way and without maybe some sense. I took my notebook with my poetry from long time, like which I wrote 20 years ago, but I feel for me it's
you thought that's important.
Yeah. And my mom just didn't want to take anything, and she was feeling bad. She said, all my flowers will die. I feel what all flowers will die without water. And so we took strange things.
How many bags did you have?
I have 2 backpacks, like not big like this, and my mom have 1 bag with her, not big, like bag. It's like
with
for 10 kilograms, something, but even less.
And so you left on that day?
We left, and the woman with car, he and her husband, they took us by car, and they showed us they already had 5 dogs. It's small dogs. It's smaller than my shanty.
In the car, 5 dogs?
In car, in cells, like in some boxes. It's smallest dogs and very cute. And they say, okay, one of them going somewhere just in Odessa, and 4 of them, like, I said, okay, what can I do?
Come with you?
Yes. Okay. But the 2 in 1 box and 2 in other box, and also they have some stuff with them to carry. So we came close to border, and it was traffic very huge, like I think 10 kilometers.
Very bad traffic.
Bad
a whole lot of cars.
You cannot go by car there.
Okay.
You couldn't. And we come as close as possible, and after the man who drive said us, now we should walk 6 kilometers.
Okay.
And we took all our bags, and my mom and my dog, yes, and he took these dogs in boxes.
The 4 other dogs?
Yes, 4 dogs, and 2 bags of dogs with food or something. And he said, I will bring you
to the border.
I will carry you to the border as close as possible, and after it's your turn. So we came there, and it was from beginning it was okay, but after it was so much crowded and so much people, and it was a gypsy, you know,
Gypsy?
Romanian,
Romanian gypsies?
Roman, yes, no Romanian, Roman, like
Roman.
our gypsies.
Okay.
And there were a lot of them, and I think they robbery. I heard they robbery somebody,
Really?
and our pockets also on my bags was open, but
No, nothing taken.
nothing was
Okay.
in that pockets. But I felt like.
But
like I felt
so you were walking
we were
6
walking,
kilometers
we were walking
up to the border.
6 kilometers just to the border, but on the border we standing on, we keep walking free, like very slow, 3 hours in this crowd.
3 hours and a whole lot of people.
A lot of people, and we with all these bags and with these dogs. Thanks God they in the boxes, but still we need to move all these bags which with us and my dog. And somebody, when I say stop, don't push us too much because here is a dog. And one woman said, "Oh, people surviving and people keep their children, and you want your dog survive."
Okay.
And it was so bad to hear this, and I feel it was really scary situation because I'm afraid they just step on my dog, and she's so small and she cannot survive because the crowd move.
It's very close.
Very
people
close
were standing very close to
yes,
each other and moving forward very slowly.
Yeah, not slowly.
No slowly?
Like in one way, in this way. They moving and they pushing, and I cannot keep her on my hand because I already have one backpack, one here, and these dogs in my hands. So it was a scary moment also. It was really scary.
But you were all walking towards the border.
Yes.
And then?
And my mom felt bad with heart. And when I asked border guards, I said, I don't know what to do. My mom feel very bad with heart. And if we keep moving like this, still 3 hours more, she cannot, maybe she cannot be alive.
Okay.
You know? And they say, okay, let's go with us. Like they made for us like green corridor.
Yeah, a corridor.
They took our bags, even with dogs.
That's the border control.
It's not a control. It's like police officers there, or I think it's border guard. Yes.
Okay.
And they brought us already to border control.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we would stay not 3 hours, but 6 hours on the border. And
were they actually checking your passports?
Yeah, they drop us to the to the place where the passport control. They open passport, and it was like 1 minute just to make.
Maybe not the most important
thing.
Yeah.
They just open passport.
But all these people were walking through, and all these people were showing their passports.
Yeah. It was like a longest queue and biggest queue what I see in my life.
And then after that, you were where in
Moldova.
Moldova. That's where you actually wanted to go, to Moldova. And you had an address there in Moldova?
In Moldova we stayed because my mom got pneumonia in this day on the border. She got fever, and we called to emergency. They took her in hospital because
in Moldova.
Yeah, she tested and she had positive test for COVID.
Oh.
So for 2 weeks she stayed in hospital, and I stayed with home of people who I know.
Yeah.
They cared about me. I also feel a little bit cold. I didn't have COVID, but I had some kind of flu cold and cough. And I stayed in their home, and they care about me. I called to my mom. She said, I'm okay in hospital. They do everything what I need. The doctors give me all treatment, all medicine free.
Okay.
Even we didn't register it there, nothing like this. But they know what we are Ukrainian, and she say they give me food and.
Were there
everything is okay.
lots of patients in the hospital? Was the hospital full?
Normal. Normally, but there were a lot of Ukrainians. She said she meets somebody from our region, and they speak about this war situation. And she said, while we are talking about this, one woman from Moldova said, you know, before I watched TV and I believe Putin is good and he doing everything right. But when I met you both, I realized what he's fascist, and he attacked just civil people and doing.
And after 14 days in Moldova, you left again.
Yeah, we left to.
Because your mother was feeling better.
Yeah, she just went from hospital, and a few days, we took all medicine what was prescribed for her after, and we went to Europe.
How did you travel?
We took a bus from Chișinău to Romania, to Bucharest, and from Bucharest we took a train to Vienna, but in Vienna border guard said people who doesn't have biometrical passport, like my mom, should leave the train and make some papers on the border. Because otherwise you cannot go to
Austria?
To Austria, to Switzerland. But it was not true, because after all the border guard we met on the way, we just show the passport, and it's immediately, without any stamps, immediately leave us without any problem.
Were there a lot of people on the train? From Moldova? First the bus? Was the bus
yes, bus was full. We took last two places, because one Moldovan guy near the cashier said, these people need place, two places, and the driver said, okay, I have last two places, come.
Okay.
And train from Bucharest, actually I have to say, in Bucharest volunteers very good. They meet us like with tea, with snacks, with sandwiches. Just when we came to
the station?
Car station, yes, they just was there. They said, if you need to wash your hands, to go to recharge your phone, and they give us all information. They said, if you need to go to railway station from here, don't take any taxi, buses. In 1 hour, sometime when we collect the people who also need to go there, you have a free bus there. So we waiting around 2 hours, but it was okay. We stay in hall. It was warm, and they care even about dog, because she feel cold, and they gave her some kind of clothes, and they asked her she's okay. So it was very kind people.
In Bucharest, they were very kind to you. And then you took the train from Bucharest to Vienna?
Yes, I took the train from Bucharest to Vienna. It was a straight train, but on the border, as I told you, the border officer said us, your paper is not enough. But in all Europe, it was like rule, or science wars in Ukraine start, do the green light for Ukrainian with any passport, even ID which you have for just to live in Ukraine. Don't go with old kind of passport, no biometrical. Just even if we have some application in phone with your or you have xerocopy of passport, everything just you should accept. Only this country for some reason didn't accept passport of my mom, and same, not only my mom has this old
passport,
international passport, old train. Half of this train doesn't have biometrical, and half had, but they also left because they have friends or a relative or family who didn't have. So they say, we cannot leave our family,
Okay.
we go together. They promised to us what you can take another train to Vienna free, but it was not true.
What was not true?
Yeah, they give us train to Budapest, which we didn't want actually to go. We want to go. We wanted to go straight, but it was free train, but it was not enough place. And with dog, they told me you cannot go in coach. And I stayed between two coaches in this tambour, I don't know, like corridor.
Okay. Corridor,
Just sitting on the floor with dog, and one woman from from Odessa, she also had small dog, and I said to her, okay, we can stay here, like let it go, like my mom sitting in coach, and I'm just on the floor for 4 hours.
And that was a train to Budapest?
Yeah, it was train.
And that was a free train?
This from border to Budapest was free. In Budapest, again, volunteers meet us, brought us in some kind of camp. They provide us translator and shower and food, and they say what you need for dog, you can just take free. And they did the vaccination and chip, I mean, for dog, which we didn't have. And they say in this building you can buy ticket to where you want to go, to Vienna. So I bought the ticket for same day, for evening.
Now this time it was not a free train. This time you had to buy a ticket.
Yeah, but it was like, yeah, it was like not the border office, like a border guard promised us what you had ticket to Vienna, so like you have to go again free. But I bought ticket there and I paid here again. But okay, it was not a full price.
Okay.
It's like, but still, if they didn't say us true. So same day we left to Vienna, and we have one of my friend from Germany. She booked for us a hotel because we already 2 nights didn't sleep when we crossed border Moldova, Romania by bus, night bus, and next night we cross by train border to Hungary. So it was like already 4th night, so I realized like we should stay somewhere, and next day we can go to Switzerland.
So you stayed in Vienna?
Yes.
Had a good night's sleep?
Yes, we stayed even 2 nights. Like my friends say, if you want to stay 1 or 2 nights, it's okay. I will pay for you both because you need some relax. So
and then you took the train to Switzerland.
Yes, and when we took the train to Switzerland, it was night train, sitting places. It was the first train which we took free without any payment from all our way. So it was already a 5th country which we come from Ukraine. Yeah, it was night train, just like 10, 11 hours. So
And then you arrived in Zurich.
Yes.
How many days ago was that? Maybe
around 10 days.
10 days ago? And how was your arrival here? Were you relieved?
Yes, it was nice. My friend picked up us from train and brought us to his home of his mom, and they met us with open heart.
Your friend is Palmiro?
Yeah, Palmiro.
Making a film right now?
Yes.
Hello. Ah, okay. And so you settled down now?
Yes. We already do registration online for status S, which every refugee need when they arriving from Ukraine, and we already got today money from government.
Okay. Today already?
Today.
Okay. Very nice.
Yeah.
So tell me about your future. What do you think? What will happen with you now?
It's not easy to say. I think I should study German language I know English, I know Italian, and not much, but I studied it 15 years before, and now I realized why I need it. So, like, we live in family which speak Italian language.
Okay.
Yes, and I understand very good. And so now.
Oh, we're not speaking Italian here. We're not speaking Italian in Zurich.
Ah, okay.
You have to learn German.
Yeah, now I have to learn German.
But do you want to stay here, or is your main aim to go back to Odessa as soon as possible?
My main is to wait until end of war, not to go in dangerous situation.
You will go back when the war is finished.
Yes, right.
And of course, we don't know when that will be.
Yes, every time we have new like people who say new time, like maybe in 1 month. Somebody say in May, somebody say in October. I don't know. Before I come here, I can even think like, okay, maybe for 1-2 weeks in Moldova, and we will see what it's going just disappear this war and then come back. But after I see what is more serious when we expect.
It's not disappearing.
Yes.
So actually, now you're here and you're waiting till the war will be over.
Yes.
But you still go to school, or you're still studying?
I still study online.
You still study online?
Yes. And one of my group, of my schoolmate, student from our group, he's in Ukrainian army.
Oh.
And we talking, I didn't hear from him for some time. I even afraid to ask if he's alive, because he was in some hot spot.
Yeah. Well, very difficult situation you're in. I wish you all the best.
Thank you.
And thank you very much for talking about your experience. Thank you very much. Danke euch auch fürs Zuhören. Ich wünsche euch alles Gute.